Hello, I am Sunil Singh, and today I am going to present my YouTube video on training of personals and the basic need for everyone. Training is very important and it is required for everyone, whoever is working in pharmaceutical industry or any industry. So training is very essential for every employee to understand the processes well, so that the output of our product quality will also be well. So the first of all, I will present in this slide the training requirement as per the regulatory expectations. Okay. So here I have mentioned the 21 CFR part 211.25, the personal qualification. So what 21 CFR says about the training: each person engaged in manufacture, processing, packaging or holding of drug product shall have education, training and experience to perform assigned function. It is also mentioned that training shall be in the particular operation that the employee perform and in current good manufacturing practices as they relate to their employee functions. So training is required in particular operations which they perform and current good manufacturing practices related to that function. This is the 21 CFR part 211.25 requirements. What Schedule M says, Schedule M as per the Drug and Cosmetic Act 1945, this schedule says, the licensee shall ensure in accordance with a written instruction that all personnel in production area or onto quality control laboratory shall receive training appropriate to the duties and responsibility assigned to them. They shall be provided with regular in-service training. So here also there should be written procedure and training should be provided based on their duties and responsibilities. Right. The next is the MHRA, the Orange Book. What Orange Book says on training: the manufacturer should provide training for all the personals whose duty takes them into production area or into control laboratories, and for the other personals whose activities could affect the quality of product. And also, beside the basic training on theory and practice of good manufacturing practices, the newly recruited personnel should receive training appropriate to their duties assigned to them. Continuous training is again required and should be given, and its practical effectiveness should be periodically assessed. Right? So if we summarize about the regulatory requirement on training, then the training should be for each person. It should be executed, training on assigned function, and the particular operation. These are the keywords in these two slides, which is based on the regulatory requirements. Okay, so training on the particular operation, then CGMP training, then regular training. Here we are talking about regular training, and practical effectiveness. These are the keywords which is required based on the regulatory requirements. Right? I will proceed now. Now, if we don't follow the regulations and if we don't implement the training program, then these are the FDA 483 observations. Okay. The employees are not given training in particular operation. Many a times I have also seen in many of the organizations during the audit, because I have audited many organizations in India, that the training and job description, they don't match. The job description and the responsibility differs than the training which has been provided to the employees. So based on the job description, training should be provided. So here it is the same. Employees are not given training in particular operation. They perform as part of their function and written procedures required by GMP regulations. In another observations, employee are not given training in particular operation they perform as part of their function. Next, employee engaged in the manufacturing and packaging of a drug product, lack of training and experience required to perform their assigned function. As I discussed in my previous video, the personal responsibility. There I have mentioned the qualification and experience required for the employees. The next point, employee engaged in the manufacturing and processing of drug product, lack of training and experience to perform their assigned function. So here it is very important. If the training is not given, then these observations will come, right? Now I'll move further. How to make a training program effective at our site. First of all, we should have SOP on training, right, which will provide a detailed methodology how to perform the training and who will deliver the training and how training shall be planned and how training shall be recorded. So everything as per the standard operating procedure. And management policy on the training. Induction program for all. The induction program for each and every employee who are joining in the organization should be applicable. It is very important. This is also part of the training. Then training related to the specific operations and responsibilities is of course based on the job description. The training should be provided to each and every individual who are responsible for operating the machine or monitoring any system or implementing any system or executing any procedures. Site training coordinator and department training coordinator is essential. Normally what happened in the industry, in the companies, the one person is having the responsibility other than the training as well, so it is getting diluted, it is not getting effectively implemented. So based on my experience, I will recommend there should be a training coordinator dedicated who can monitor and schedule the training effectively. And qualified trainer, of course, the training shall be imparted by the qualified trainer, right? See here, one thing very important which I wanted to mention here. The training does not mean to provide the copy of SOP to the employee to read it and sign the form as a attending the training and your training is over. This is not at all acceptable practice in the industry. Okay. The meaning of the training, that employees should understand the procedure so that they can perform the task as per the procedure. This is not a reading only, it is the executing in a practical way. Then there is a meaning of training. Otherwise this is just a paperwork, nothing else. Okay. To achieve this, what we need to do, we must carefully design the training program and effectively deliver by the trained individual and regularly evaluate it. Evaluation can be done by watching the operation done by the operator or any individual, or based on the assessment, based on the questionnaire, based on the written examinations. There are many ways. And frequently updated along with well documented. These things should be documented, right? Okay. So I will move further. The flow chart for the training. This is the entire outcome of this today's video. This is the flow chart. This flow chart will tell everything about the training. I'll start from here. New joining in the organization. The first step is to prepare the job role and job description, whatever you say. That the individual who has joined in the organization, for what role they are going to deliver in the organization. Right? Based on the role, training needs shall be identified. Like there is a production operator. if we hire an operator to run the compression machine, then in job description it has to be mentioned that this operator shall be responsible for operation of compression machine, cleaning of compression machine, and they are also responsible for maintaining the compression machine and that area and the documents, everything. Okay, they follow the good manufacturing practices, good documentation practices, everything. Similarly for QC chemist, if they are hired to work in stability section, then in the job description it has to be mentioned they will operate the HPLC, they will operate the GC, and they will maintain the standard, and they will analyze the samples, everything. However, for the analyst, there is a separate analyst qualification, that is other activity, but the training part shall cover as per this procedure, right? So new joining, job description, then training based on the role and responsibility. Then it is coming next training schedule and training curriculum for the individual. So here there are two types of training. One is essential training, second is desirable training. The essential training is compulsory to complete and qualify before going for task. Until unless these essential trainings are completed, the employee should not sign any document and should not perform any activity. Okay. So in the essential training, what covers in essential training? Like good manufacturing practices training related to their function, and good documentation practices, data integrity related training, data integrity policy, and data integrity related trainings like ALCOA and ALCOA Plus. The employee should be trained before going on job. So they should know what are the implications of data integrity. Safety related training are essential. And other than these four, job related standard operating procedures. So these things must be completed, and the individual must qualify. Qualification I'll come through. It may be by the assessment or by watching the activities. Then only the person can go to perform the activity. Otherwise, they should not be allowed, right? And these training can be classroom or online, on the instrument or the equipment. The trainer should not deliver all the training in the classroom. They should go along with the trainees on the shop floor, and they should demonstrate how to perform the activity. So that will be the training in the real sense. Otherwise, only on the paper. Trainer qualification. It is very important. The person who is giving the training, who is delivering the training to the trainees, so they should have the educational and subject knowledge and skill-based experience, and they should participated in specialized training or some educational program, so that they should have enough knowledge and understanding on subject. Okay, and there should be the willingness to share the expertise. There are people who are very knowledgeable, but they are not willing to share their experience. So this is also important for a trainer. And respect from peers, and interpersonal skills, and communication skill is very important. So these are the requirements to become a qualified trainer, and these things should be documented, right, as a training record. Okay, so the person has joined, job role has been defined, training need has been identified, and this training has been executed, right? Essential as well as the desirable. Desirable means which is required but not essential. Okay, so this can be done parallelly along with performing their duties and responsibilities. The next step, the evaluation through questionnaire or evaluation through online monitoring, in both the way. Like I'll give the example. I have given to training to operate the compression machine, right? And I told them, now you operate the machine. I have demonstrated. If he is operating as per the procedure and as per the training which is provided, means he is trained now and he is qualified now. So in that case, this part will be over, and that person is now certified that he has attended training and he is qualified for that operations. So next is the certification. Certification should be provided the individual if they are qualified on that particular operation. The next is the periodic training. Periodic training on GMP, good documentation practices, data integrity and safety. These four are the very important topics. For that, at least annual training is required. Annually, 100% employees at the site, they should cover with these training program. This is the GMP requirement as well as the site requirement, and it must deliver. Okay. So these are the periodic training, and then next, annual retraining based on the training need identification. Okay, how to identify this training need identification in the annual training calendar? This is the responsibility of respective area section in charge based on performance of the individual and based on their observations that yes, this person is essentially required training because they are doing multiple mistakes, or because they need more understanding and more knowledge on that particular operations. So this annual training calendar shall be prepared and employees shall be trained, right? So what I discussed today, training need as per the regulatory requirement, and if training procedure is not effectively followed and the training policy not effectively implemented, then FDA 483 observations. And then I discussed how to make effective training procedure and how to follow the procedure to make the employee trained so that they can deliver a quality product. Okay, so this is the training for today in my video. The next video will be on the material management, receipt to dispatch and beyond. Material is very important. That is the input. If your input is right, then obviously your output will be the better quality, along with other factors, human factor, machine factors, environmental factors. Okay, so that I will discuss in my next video. Till then, you watch the video till end and enjoy. Thank you so much.